let's talk about the Sketch situation. For those who don't know, the real Sketch, or most commonly he goes by Sketch, is a huge streamer right now. He is making insane amount of numbers. Every word he says is made into a meme or clipped or some outrageously large amount of attention from just speaking. Commonly, his "Hello Brother" has been the most recognizable meme that he's made, where he just says "Hello Brother" or something. I don't know. I'm not into it, if I'm being 100% honest with you. I'm not a huge fan of Sketch, which he's not necessarily my demographic or my kind of entertainment that I watch. I'm more into like real movies. Pulp Fiction, just the cinematography, the music, the stuff. But that doesn't change my opinion whatsoever on the situation that has happened with Sketch. 2 days ago, by the time of recording this, Sketch was exposed on YouTube by a journalist who was claiming that Sketch was an OnlyFans creator before getting famous. In these claims, he claimed that Sketch was not only producing OnlyFans content and Twitter content that was NSFW, and also just inappropriate, which is a complete opposite of his own style of content. Sketch is more gaming and goofy and silly and kind of geared towards middle schoolers. So the fact that he was doing OnlyFans was a surprise to everybody. It was a gay OnlyFans account, which isn't a problem whatsoever. But the reaction to that announcement and I guess idea that Sketch could be a gay content creator was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Sketch had not come out beforehand. He had not announced it beforehand. He had not said, "Oh, I'm like," his sexuality has not been talked about much on his account or I guess, celebrity status whatsoever, which isn't a problem. He doesn't need to talk about it. He doesn't need to share it. If he wants to, go for it. Share whatever you want, but he doesn't have to, right? I don't talk about my sexuality at all because it doesn't really matter. It's not important to me or why you should like me or how you should see me as a creator. So the fact that he didn't talk about this isn't a crazy thing or a big deal, especially when he's completely changed the gear of his content from OnlyFans to gaming. If he wants to make a change like that, he can go for it. He can do whatever he wants. It's not like he's making this family-friendly, goofy, silly, middle school kind of content and then going and making like gay porn. He's not. He's not doing anything like that. This was in the past. This was like, I think 2 years ago when he did this. And it doesn't matter that he did this. Let me again state that. He can do whatever he wants. So I saw this video when it first came out. I saw it coming up, people talking about it, and I actually saw streamers reacting to it before it even came out to bigger creators that he knew closely, like FaZe Banks, or I think it was Jinxie, who's another kind of same style of content where it's just silly, goofy, whatever, doing whatever you want. It's not my thing, but again, you can do whatever you want when it comes to content creation, including OnlyFans. All right, I'm not going to sit here and say, boo, no one can do OnlyFans. I hate it when people do OnlyFans. No, you can do whatever you want, all right? I don't care. It doesn't affect me at all. But Lord have mercy on my soul. When I saw these streamers reacting to Sketch, it fired me up like no other.
That's Sketch, bro.
You're kidding, right? That's not Sketch.
That's Sketch, bro.
I am made. That is.
Mara TX? Nah, that looked like him, though. Why they playing with him like that,
Yeah, I feel like this is just a lookalike, bro. You guys are dragging
I'm showing the stream, bro. I'm showing the stream, bro.
Yeah, you can show it. You can show it. I feel like this is.
Ain't no way this him, bro.
This is just a lookalike. The same way y'all thought Aiden got ass was a lookalike.
Nah, hell nah. That's bro. That's
Code Red.
God, it's just the common reaction that came from Sketch not coming out because he was kind of forced out was commonly that. Whether it was TikTok comments, some shitty streamer who gets like no views talking about it, or people clickbaiting it, people making memes about it. The situation itself just exploded out of nowhere. It went completely bonkers. Everyone freaking out. Everyone's like, oh my god, Sketch would never do that. Sketch would never do this. Sketch should do whatever the fuck he wants. It doesn't matter. It literally, it doesn't matter to anybody but himself. What he did in the past, what he's doing right now, that's it. It's what he's doing. If he wants to do whatever, let him do whatever. It never fails to amaze me how people can't just mind their own business. and just like, you know, shut up. Especially when you're just like this angry, homophobic, sigma male, beta, alpha, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, and you think that it's cool to make fun of this and mock this man. After all of this came out, Sketch was silent for several hours, and then Facebanks went to Twitter, started talking about it. Facebanks mentioned how Sketch left his glasses and his shoes. He was at their house. He immediately left the house, didn't tell anybody what was going on, just booked it, went to the airport, and just was offline for several hours. He also then proceeds to show the messages from Sketch, where Sketch is freaking out, and FaZe Banks, truly, I don't really know him super well, but he did earn a lot of respect from me because of the way he handled it and the way he very clearly cared for Sketch in this situation. Because if you're someone who is gay or who is closeted and who doesn't want to share that, and you get forced out in a way that Sketch did, which was just the most absolute evil way to do it, and it shouldn't have been. This journalist, man, I'm not even going to show his video, I'm not even going to show his account, because I don't want this guy to get any more views, because he's a piece of shit. I'm more mad at him than anybody else, because the fact that he found this out, dug this up, and then was like, I'm a journalist, this is my story of the day, I'm going to make this man who hasn't come out, make sure that he comes out to his millions of subscribers and followers and supporters. And I'm going to do it without his permission, or even telling him that I know this, is so shitty. It hurts me even just watching the situation, and especially watching Ketch's response to it. It was heartbreaking.
God damn, where were y'all before? Fuck! Elephant in the room, I got a haircut. Wasn't planning on doing this today, but I guess so. Okay, I'll start from the top. Look at this, open and honest. That was me. That was me. It's okay, though. I will tell you what. Okay. 2 years ago, I did some stuff. I'm sorry if you've seen some of the stuff. You know, I'm a changed person. Um, this is going worse than I thought it was. So 2 years ago, I did not have sexual relations with that man. I'm just kidding. I did, possibly. Cat's out of the bag. It's okay. What else do I have to say?
He did this live, which is crazy bold, and like I could never react to something like this with a live stream. It's just I would say something and or break down or freak out physically. So like mad respects that he's able to do this. It's obvious that he is very anxious and stressed, and he can't stand still, which Sketch normally is kind of moving around and being loud and goofy like, but you can tell that there's a lot of weight on his shoulders and anxiety. He's breathing really hard. He's moving around so much. He is making humor and he is joking about it, which like I think is really all he can do in this scenario. And it's sad. And the fact that he's apologizing that people saw it, like I I don't think he needs to apologize for something like that, but it's impressive that he was able to do a live stream like this. Mad respect.
Shit hit the fan. I don't go on Twitter. I deleted. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't delete Twitter. I have been cautiously avoiding it. It's like fucking landmines everywhere I go. Okay, I was dealing with some addiction problems. A couple of them. But no excuse there. What? I guess. Just trying to give you some background here. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, that was me. I fucked up. I won't do it again. I'm just kidding. Well, I am dead serious about not doing it again. That was a dark time. Rough time. 89,000? Who the fuck am I? Jinxie? Hey, love my brother Jinxie. Not like that, though. Just my brother. I don't know. Stay off Twitter, please. Shout out to you. Shout out Steve. You know, I'm owning up to it. I don't know how long these videos usually are supposed to go, but who knows? Fuck it, I might stream for an hour. Sonny, turn on TTS. Or is that a bad idea? Someone text me if that's a bad idea. But on a real note, I've been living under the threat of that coming out for like 2 years. Started social media, just kind of dicking around. Had that in my past. I'll tell you what, weight lifted off my shoulders. God is good. God is good. All the time.
You know, I can understand like that weight of, you know, his past being lifted off his shoulders. I do. I can understand that to an extent. That is like an amazing feeling. You know, Sketch talks about how he's a Christian. He's mentioned multiple times that like him becoming as famous as he is, his prayers being answered. So I think it's hard for him to navigate this in that sense, where you know he's talking about faith, and then he has this come out where he's a gay OnlyFans creator, which is like seemingly opposite collisions. But also remember, this is 2 years ago, and who knows what he was doing 2 years ago? You know, he mentions he was on addictions. He mentioned he was doing a bunch of stuff. Who knows what that is? Who cares what that is? He's fixed it. He's resolved it. He's not addicted to anything anymore. Good on you, Sketch. That's fantastic. I'm glad to see that you're doing better. But also, like, the amount of resentment and frustration, and I just can't imagine the amount of pressure and stress and anxiety. And you know, he probably thought his career was completely destroyed and over because his dark past came out, when the reality is it's just your past. And again, the fact that he did this live is insane to me.
You have some stuff in the closet, not no pun intended there. But yeah, it came out. I mean, I tell you what, I was going and doing all this different stuff. I was going in the back of my mind, holy shit. And guess what? Holy shit was last night. And I have a lot of people to credit for, I'll be honest, plan A was, and I will say candidly, was to probably well, probably to call it quits if this ever came out. But some people saved me. Shout out Banks. Shout out my parents. Like, shout out y'all. Like, I fucked up, but I'm changed. Yeah, that's about it though. Like, my original plan was there's two things. One, either be delusional and think it's never gonna come out, or two, what's the plan after? The plan after was not very good. If I was alone and I was at my house, I probably wouldn't be talking to you right now. But the people at FaZe, Banks, especially, and my friends that I've made over the past couple years came in and they saved me.
God, it's just the fact that people can watch that and they feel like they have every right to make fun of Sketch and call him names and say things about him in the comments and in videos, and streamers reacting, oh my god, bro, no way, Sketches! We're not talking about a character or a cartoon or a TV show. This is a human being we're talking about here. A human life with emotions, with a soul, with feelings. And if you don't understand what Sketch is saying there, it's quite obvious. Like, without his friends, we wouldn't be seeing that news story this morning about Sketch. It would be a completely different news story, one much, much more tragic. And all of this because some journalist wanted to expose Sketch for having a past and doing things that he had every right to do if he wanted to. It's heartbreaking and it's enraging. It's to the point that like I usually don't jump on hot topics like this, but it was hurting me to watch that the amount of streamers who were just like, "Oh my god, oh my," reacting to these pictures of Sketch like this is none of your business to be talking about. I feel almost wrong talking about it myself because I feel like it's none of my business talking about it. But I feel like it needs to be said. Sketch doesn't need to be sorry. What he needs to be is with his friends, with his family, with his support system. And I'm very thankful that he has it. And this is coming from somebody who isn't a Sketch fan at all. I don't find Sketch very entertaining, but I do find that this scenario and this situation is horrendous and he should have never dealt with it. I understand that weight being lifted off his shoulders is good. Yeah, it's just an awful situation. And I really do like big ups to Sketch. I hope that everything is going okay. I hope he's doing a lot better. And I hope that he realizes that he's perfectly okay. He can do whatever he wants, and it's not a big deal. This is not something to apologize for. You didn't mess up. And if you're telling yourself that, just know that you have support. And it's from your fans, it's from your family, and it's from your friends who care about you and obviously showed you that. With that, that's all I got. I know that this is a little bit different than I normally do. I normally like I'm reacting and then talking and reacting, and this is more so me talking for a really long time. But I had to say something about this scenario and this situation because I think it's incredibly heartbreaking. So truly, best to you, Sketch. And if you're watching this and you're infuriated by me saying that Sketch shouldn't apologize, maybe think about that for a little bit. Truly. Uh, with that, don't forget the golden rule. Like and subscribe, bitch.